Hi guys, it is FightSci here with yet another video, and today we are going to be doing yet another technique breakdown video. I know it's been a little while since I've done one, but I didn't really have any ideas on that front, but I'm doing another technique breakdown, specifically on how to punch properly in boxing. So you would think that punching is as straightforward as clenching a fist and extending your arm. Hate to break it to you, but that is really not how you're supposed to punch. Basically, what punching entails is a lot more than that. That's basically how a street fighter would punch, and that is really not good technique. So why you should fix it? Essentially, why you should fix it is, if you want to amplify the power on your punch, if you want to make your punch more accurate, more precise, things of that nature. And why is it important in boxing? For the reasons I just mentioned, as well as there is a certain amount of defense that goes into boxing, defense into punching, and I'm going to break it down now. So, the importance of the different punches. Each punch serves its own purpose, but I'm essentially going to go over probably the most important and the most fundamental punch in boxing, the jab, first. Now, I could make a whole video on why the jab is so important and the different kinds of jabs there are. There's 3 different types of jabs. That's probably going to be saved for another technique video. But basically, short version of it is that the jab is used for multiple things. It can be used offensively, defensively. It can be used as a measuring stick. It could be used to measure distance. It can be used to keep your opponent off of you. It could be used to find the range on your opponent or find where to place your next shot. Everything, Power jab is, well, I'm not explaining it in this video, but I basically explain what different types of jabs do. Now, next punch I'm going to discuss is the cross, which is similar to a jab in the sense that it's a straight punch for the most part, but it's a little different because you turn the jab over a little, the punch over a little. You don't really throw the cross out straight. That's kind of bad technique, and you might hurt your arm. You turn it over ever so slightly, like a slight twist to the punch, like maybe like a... I don't really know quite how to explain it. You don't turn it over completely, like ever so slightly. That's the cross. And next one I'm going to go over is the hook. So, now for the hook. The hook is one of 2 power shots in boxing. You basically put your whole body into it. Obviously, I'll get more into that later in the video, but you put your whole body into it, especially if it's your trailing hand. The hook, basically what the hook does is it is definitely the most powerful punch in boxing. It is no doubt the most powerful punch in boxing. You see guys like Deontay Wilder, made a whole career out of just throwing hooks. The man basically has never thrown a jab in his life, and that's kind of the thing, with heavyweight boxing. There's a little less technique involved, as I explained with one of my friends. Not saying couldn't kick my ass, but you know what I'm trying to say. The hook is the most powerful punch in boxing, essentially. It is the power shot. It is the shot that, if you're going to get a knockout or a knockdown, puts down 75% of people if placed correct. Now for the uppercut. I'm going to keep this one very brief because I actually don't know how to throw the uppercut. I was actually never taught how to throw the uppercut. Most of my boxing learning, there's certain fundamental stuff my boxing coach taught me, but my dad definitely taught me boxing more for street defense. But the uppercut isn't really so useful in a street fight. Those other 3 punches are definitely a lot more useful, but probably at a later date I'll break down the uppercut, but that's basically 3 out of the 4 punches in boxing explained. Let's go over the jab first. Basically what you want to do with the jab is twist your hips, cover your chin with your shoulder when throwing the jab, and keep it completely straight. Reason for this is you cover your chin with your shoulder to keep yourself completely covered up, defensively responsible. And I'll go over this in another technique breakdown, but move your head a little bit to the right if you're orthodox and a little bit to the left if you're southpaw. Reason for this is you make yourself an even harder target to hit, and you're moving your head off of what's called in boxing the center line, which that's something I'm still learning, the slipping and head drills that me and my dad are going over, and still learning it, but that's basically what slipping your head off the center line is basically making yourself a harder target to hit. With the cross and with the trailing hook, the right hand if you're orthodox, the left hand if you're southpaw, basically what you want to do is if you throw a right cross, you kick your right foot out. If it's a right hook, kick your heel out with your right foot. And this is another important point, my next point. Always keep your base when you're punching or you get hit. Why is this important? Basically, whenever you kick your heel out, you slightly give up your base. You're going to have to constantly adjust. It's worth it, though, because as long as you don't do it like 100 times back to back, you should automatically get your base back, because essentially it doesn't break your base that much. This is kind of hard to do without like physically showing you, but I'm sure I could. Keep your base is basically the bottom line. You're gonna lose your base a little bit every time you throw a cross or a right hook, but essentially, as long as you're moving and staying mobile, you should, and not completely planted, you should automatically get your base back. Bottom line. And whenever you're getting hit, obviously you don't want to break your base, but that's more of a footwork / defense video that I don't really want to get into like right now. The lead hook is basically the same thing as the right hook, except usually when you're throwing a left hook, it's usually to the body, so you want to definitely do it with your palm up, not palm down like you would with like a head hook. Protect against like the ribs and such, since it's a little bit of a harder surface than the temple or like the nose, what have you. And just twist your hips and you're good. I know a little bit of a shorter video, but I felt like I needed to get something out, and the longer style videos like 10, 15, 20 minutes long really, kind of gassing me out. Work's definitely been getting to me. I'm not trying. This is a boxing channel, not a sob story channel, but I just felt like I'd let you guys know, just be on the level with you guys, But yeah, new video will be out next week, and yeah, see you guys then. Fight Size signing out.